Okay.
Oh.
I've been looking forward to this Collecturbation all week long. Today we're going to talk about Raging Slab and the album True Death EP. Little taste of True Death, folks. So there aren't enough good things I can say about Raging Slab. I discovered them back in the early 90s. The fact that they are a Southern rock band from New York, right away, you got to love the living contradiction of the band.
Mm-hmm.
It formed back in 83 by guitarist Greg Stremka and Elise Steinman. She plays slide guitar. He plays the guitar and the fiddle, among several other instruments.
Their first album, Ass Master, turned out to be a disaster.
Yeah.
Who would ever thought with a name like that? They basically had one day to record and mix it, as legend has it, and their drunk producer passed out early in the session, probably face down in a bottle of vodka, resulting in a pretty thin and unremarkable recording.
There's some story in the liner notes about there's a Coke machine that was dispensing beers.
Sounds like a dream I had.
Yeah. That didn't help the production process. But anyway, this one, True Death, absolute masterpiece. 3 guitarists, recorded at a friend's home studio in New Jersey that actually was, the ceiling was so low you couldn't stand up in it. So they had to record everything sitting down. The dark, low-slung Slab vibe is in full bloom for this record. The band is cocky and relaxed, like they just fucked Nikki Sixx's girlfriend in the back of the Flying Jack.
Elisa's side riffs are an all-out attack in Thunder Chucker. The gang chorus is fortified with brass knuckle power. There's a bona fide tinkling piano on offer in Shrivel, and the nostril-vibrating bass line in Get Off My Jollies casually vaults over the 88 version. It's like a bunch of satanic truckers pouring out of an overheated Peterbilt with flying V's and Blackfoot shirts.
All right, let's play a song. This is Thunder Chucker. True Death continues. See, once you get past the debut, the Ass Master album, everything the band has done since then, it just rules. I used to have a t-shirt of the self-titled from 89. I don't know where it went. That one is stacked with great tunes like Don't Dog Me, Sorry's All I Got, Dig a Hole. After the first album, the band bought a farm in Pennsylvania that they renamed Slabby Road. And they recorded, here we go. They recorded the follow-up and called it From a Southern Space. And RCA said, nah, they rejected the entire album. Nice. So they recorded another album with a great title, Free Burden. What an awesome name for a Southern rock album. And RCA again said, nah. I want to hear these albums so bad. I don't know where they are. You know, they're sitting in somebody's closet somewhere, the masters of these albums. I want a Raging Slab box set so I can hear Free Burden. Anyway, so by the early 90s, the band had caught the attention of Rick Rubin's Deaf American label, which actually got behind them in a big way. I remember there was a feature on them in Guitar Player magazine. 1993's Dynamite Monster Boogie Concert was a 2-album, huge production from both Rubin's engineers and Brendan O'Brien. I've never seen that before. The album had a couple of minor hits like Anywhere But Here and Pearly, but it didn't become the smash that they were expecting.
Oddly enough, did you ever see the video for Anyone But Here?
I think I've seen all their videos.
It features Gary Coleman.
Oh, yeah, Gary Coleman. Yeah, that's right.
Another little weird aside.
Yeah.
So after a massive tour with Lenny Kravitz and Monster Magnet, they recorded another album, Black Belt and Boogie.
Black Belt and Boogie.
Which the label rejected.
Now Rubin's rejecting.
That's three. They were like, nope. So they put out the bizarre Sing Monkey Sing. You had to admit that was probably a little tongue-in-cheek, but...
Yeah, that was 96. I highly recommend checking out at least the Skulls ending in 3 movements from that album. It's whacked out Southern satanic Bible preacher stuff. It's great. And then they got into a lawsuit with the label that prevented them from recording anything for the next 4 years. So,
to make a long story short, Slab continued dishing out impeccably groovy, slightly drunken boogie rock for 2001 The Dealer. And what would be their final record as a full-fledged band, 2002's excellently titled pronounced eat shit.
It's a Leonard Skinner parody of the first album, and it's called Pronounced Eat Shit. How can you not love this band? Oh,
They were even featured on MTV's Beavis and Butthead.
and they
Beavis said they were like Leonard Skinner, but cool.
you know. Sadly, Elise, who eventually married Greg, was diagnosed with cancer in 2014. She lived for another 3.5 years, and during that time, she recorded a covers record that was released in 2020 as Sister Slab and the Boogie Coalition Volume 1. I have not heard it. This is a little weird. Elise requested Greg give her a green funeral. Green funeral.
No embalming. No.
Hang on, I have a Facebook post on media. Okay, this was posted in 2017. Hello, everybody. This is Greg. As some of you may know, Elise wanted a green burial. She passed away around 2:30 a.m. March 30th at our home in my arms after a period of what can only be described as the quietest silence I've ever experienced. I washed her and dressed her, put her in her wicker casket, and drove her to her final resting place at White Eagle Preserve by the Columbia River Gorge in Washington State. Elise picked out the casket and chose the traditional coffin shape over the rounded model because, as she put it, I don't want to be buried in a wine basket. Yeah, so that's the question. Could you bury me? Could you be my undertaker? Would you be able to do that?
I don't know if I could dig a hole deep enough. That's my only problem.
Exactly. So very unusual.
You know what? She was a gifted, unusual soul, and I think she deserved a gifted and unusual send off.
Yeah. Anyway, back to True Death. Okay. Of course, the piece de resistance of this record is the fiendish backwoods juggernaut, I Heard the Owl. She's got a thing for owls. It's an anthem that finds occultic violas rising up like homicidal scarecrows, slithering against barnstorming slide workouts and a flickering harmonies. Greg wailing about fistfuls of true death and sinking a worm in the devil's apple. Spectacular. True Death is the essence of Raging Slab, the vision fully realized, raw and gorgeously ugly. It's a critical snapshot of the band before they went to war with 100 record labels and made 30 rejected albums. It is the musical equivalent of bowling toilets off walls with M80s. So get a taste of True Death. Let's hear I Heard the Owl. Rest in peace, Elise. God, that song. Can you tell him?
So it's kind of a shame that I kind of get it that he didn't want to go on with doing music after she
There's
died.
no more Slab.
No.
It's a lot like the Cramps, the way Ivy didn't do any more Cramps after Lux passed away.
Yeah.
This is the Snaggletooth Rock and Roll Podcast.